How's it going, everybody? DSCuber here, and today I have an unboxing for you guys from Barnes & Noble. Let's get right into it. So in front of me, I have 3 different Mefferts puzzles. Maybe they're not all Mefferts puzzles. This one definitely is. I'm not entirely sure about these 2, but they are all distributed, as you can see, by Recent Toys. They have a, I guess, partnership or whatever with Barnes & Noble, and it's one of the few places that you can actually go to, like, a brick-and-mortar store and get some legitimate twisty puzzles, you know, outside of, like, a regular Rubik's brand. So it's always pretty exciting seeing some new stuff on the shelves, and I just picked up these 2. This one is the one that I'm most excited about. I actually had this for a while. I forgot to do the unboxing. But yeah, we'll get started with this one. This is the Pyraminx Diamond. It is a variation on the Pyraminx Duo. So the reason I'm most excited about this one actually is because my girlfriend bought me this. She actually got it for me as like a birthday gift. So this is an Oscar Van Deventer puzzle. You can see his signature up here on the sticker, Mefferts logo in the middle. And it's supposed to be like a step up from the Duo, and apparently the Duo is a very, very easy puzzle, so I would hope that this provides a bit more of a challenge, considering there's 8 faces as opposed to the traditional 4 or 3 or 4. I believe it's 4. But yeah, let's go ahead with some first turns. I'm excited to see this. So when you turn it, the centerpieces all rotate, and this is very dry. It's also pretty tight, but it's a neat puzzle. And basically, you're supposed to rotate these tips, and the centers kind of get all jumbled. And it's a really neat mechanism, too, because the centerpieces, they like pass underneath the edges. So you see like that, where it just passes underneath. So in a way, it's kind of like a Dino Cube. In a way, it's also kind of... yeah, it's basically like a Dino Cube. It's a octahedral Dino Cube, if that's the best way you could really put it. And I have no idea how to even solve this. Supposedly, it's not difficult because if you want to, for example, clean up this purple face, I think you would rotate this to match it, right? Maybe rotate it out of the way so you don't mess it up, and then rotate the purple tip back over, and then, yeah, so, like, it's not super difficult. Like, I think it's pretty intuitive how you're supposed to solve it, but I've never attempted solving this, so, yeah, I mean, just with a couple turns, I got the entire edges back together, so I'm sure there's a couple of algorithms that you can do to, reorient the centers, probably something like this, something like that, then rotate this back up, and it's jammed. There we go. Okay, so that actually swapped these. Cool, so now those are all in place. There's only 4 more centers that need to be swapped. And I really don't want to get too ahead of myself and start solving this thing on camera. I'm going to play with this off cam because it is a neat puzzle. You just sit around and fidget with it. But yeah, this is the Pyraminx Diamond. So let's get on with the next puzzle. So up next, we've got this Hollow Skewb Ultimate. So the Skewb Ultimate is the dodecahedron-shaped Skewb. You can see it right here. And this puzzle is a variation on that. So the Void Cube, I actually have several videos of the Void Cube up on this channel, but basically the Void Cube has this ring structure on the inside, and the pieces kind of move around that ring structure. It's a very novel take on the Rubik's Cube. Now, it looks like Mefferts, if this is in fact a Mefferts puzzle, Mefferts was able to figure out a way to make the same kind of concept, but on the Skewb Ultimate. So this is the Skewb Ultimate. And let's go ahead and give it some first turns. Oh, that is weird. That feels so weird, doing all of these turns. And, oh yes, it is a Mefferts puzzle. You can see it right there. So, obviously it's hollow, so it's gonna have this like very, I don't know, like just tinny or hollow kind of click to it. It's also incredibly light, and I don't know, the turning just feels different. Now, obviously, with it being a void cube, you're not going to get any corner cutting at all, because in order for the pieces to turn, the ring structures all need to be aligned. And if they're not aligned, then the puzzle doesn't turn. So, but this looks like a decent enough scramble. So let's go and we'll give this one an attempt on camera, because I at least know how to solve a Skewb. I think I just messed this up. Yeah, I definitely did, because now the top corners are incorrect again. So chalk that up for another puzzle solving failure on camera. Maybe it's not the best idea to be scrambling and attempting to solve these things when I'm 1, out of practice, and 2, don't have the algorithms memorized. The final puzzle I have for you today is this Ghost Xtreme. So the Ghost Xtreme is basically the Ghost Cube variant of, I believe, the Skewb Ultimate. Now, why they decided to call it the Ghost Xtreme, I don't know. Because there is the Skewb Xtreme, and this is not a Skewb Xtreme Ghost variant. This is what looks to be like a regular Ghost Cube, a regular Skewb Ultimate Ghost variant. And the idea behind this is that they basically took this puzzle and then offset all of the, or they did like an offset cut like this, and then cut everything down and filled it back in to be in the shape of the dodecahedron that they were cutting it from. So you could tell that all of these faces have the same pentagonal shape, but the pieces are very much not the same shape or size. And you can actually see, I believe they bandaged some of them, because like some of the corners just like they don't exist. It's just a very, very challenging looking puzzle. And it's designed by Tony Fisher and distributed by, or produced by Mefferts as well. So yeah, once again, another Mefferts puzzle. I had no doubt. And Mefferts does some incredible puzzles. And I'm really glad that Recent Toys is doing this kind of brick and mortar partnership. Whoa, that is insane. Look at that. Aha. That's cool. It wasn't even aligned right. Okay. I thought that it would be aligned right. That's very, very confusing. So look at this. The puzzle doesn't even rotate except for along this one axis, because it was cut in the middle. Yeah, that's right. It would have to be that. It was cut in the middle of this turn, kind of. So like you take this and you go like that, and then you do all of the modding. So when it comes back to its dodecahedral shape, it's like back to its dodecahedral shape, but it wasn't put back where, you know, the ball bearings click into place like this, like that. So it's no longer in its dodecahedral, I guess, neutral state where it can be turned. Maybe this isn't even a mod of the Skewb Ultimate. It could just be a Skewb mod. But it's a very, very interesting puzzle, and I am way too afraid to scramble this, because I know for a fact I will not be able to solve it. So maybe, you know, call me a chicken, but maybe that's just me trying to avoid going 0 for 3 on solve attempts on camera. But this is one puzzle that I know for sure I will not be able to solve without spending several hours and maybe a couple of solve tutorials. But it is a neat puzzle for sure. So this will easily rank as one of the hardest puzzles that I own, if not the hardest puzzle that I own. One of these days, I'm going to have to go through my puzzle collection and kind of just do a general challenge assessment of everything that I have. But I promise you, this is probably the most challenging puzzle in my collection to date, and I am way too afraid to scramble it. So, with that being said, that about wraps it up for this unboxing video. So just to recap, we've got the Pyraminx Diamond, which I don't know how to solve, hence why it's not solved yet. The Hollow Skewb Ultimate, or the Void Skewb Ultimate. Again, kind of botched the solve, went 0 for 2 on that. And then the Skewb Xtreme, which I am just too afraid to even scramble. So that about wraps it up for this unboxing video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel for more cubing content, and hit that bell icon so you can be notified of future uploads. Keep on cubing, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.